Mike Fitzgerald. And
And
this is Madeline.
Yep.
She's not going to say her last name.
Nope.
And this is the Fiends review. And in this episode, we review the Rob Zombie film.
Lords of Salem.
Okay.
I said it first, huh?
You have to say it.
You didn't let me say my name.
Alright.
Should I tell everyone what this movie's about? Even though they probably know.
Okay.
I'm going to make this fast. Basically, this movie follows radio DJ and recovering drug addict Heidi Hawthorne, played by Sherry Moon Zombie. She receives a mysterious record anonymously from a band called the Lords.
Is it anonymous if she knows who it came
Oh
from?
wait, no, it's not anonymous. I'm sorry. It's
Okay,
really
a mysterious
late. We're
record.
Both tired.
Record from.
But she doesn't know who dropped it off. That's what I meant by anonymous.
Okay.
And the record gives her really bad migraines, as well as gives her almost visions of a Salem witch burning that happened back in the 1800s. They said 1800s. It said 1860 something.
1896.
1890s. Anyways, and she starts being kind of tormented by these visions and stuff.
That's it?
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, okay.
Should I give the ending? Like, she gets invited to a concert by the Lords, and they're there because Sherry Moon gives birth to Shub-Niggurath.
I thought it was supposed to be Satan.
It's supposed to be Satan, but it was Shub-Niggurath.
I truly believe it's supposed to be
No.
Satan.
No, Shub-Niggurath, which actually makes a lot of sense, because Shub-Niggurath is the black goat of the woods with 1,000 youngs. This is Lovecraft mythos, and this movie had a thing for goats.
Okay.
And look like Shub-Niggurath.
Okay. So, in terms of spoilers, Sherry Moon Zombie's here.
We're so tired.
Sherry Moon does give birth to
Shub-Niggurath.
something, and it's on and stuff.
Shub-Niggurath, it was the thing.
All right. So, question. Are you familiar? Have you seen the Roman Polanski film Rosemary's Baby?
Yes. Lots of references to that.
Reference? I mean, do you feel it just referenced, or how do you feel? How close do you feel the stories are?
I think it's fairly close. One thing I've definitely learned, and this has confirmed it, is Rob Zombie doesn't really have his own style. There is a lot, the styling of this, there's a lot of throwbacks to Italian horror films, a lot of Fulci. The sets and the colors are very like old Argento. The wallpaper itself reminded me a lot of the wallpaper in the one bedroom in Suspiria, where it's a lot of like the neon lights, a lot of Argento. The transitions are very Stanley Kubrick. Even some of the angles are very Stanley Kubrick.
Oh,
which
please
Rob
just
Zombie
not mention Zombie and Kubrick in the same sentence, please.
Well,
it's not
Rob
close.
has come out and said, like, The Shining is his favorite movie ever, and you know what? If you watch this close enough, yes, you can tell.
Great. He's going to rip off Kubrick's first film.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I do want to get back to one of the main. No. Actually, not Rosemary's. That's something else you comment on. The wallpaper. Sherry Moon's character. Do we remember her name?
Heidi
Adeline.
Hawthorne.
Adeline.
Oh,
Heidi the Rock.
Okay.
Heidi.
But her real character's real name was Adeline. She lives in this building. A tenement.
Yeah.
One beautiful apartment that she's decorated. But my point, let me regress. There's a hallway that leads to her apartment, number 2.
Mm-hmm.
And then further down the hallway is number 5, where the evil lies. This hallway, I think, got more screen time than most of the other actors.
Yeah.
This hallway itself seemed to be...
The hallway was the star.
An actor in the film. During the credits, Michael Berryman and Sig Haig get a full... They share a title card.
They're in the movie for...
One shot.
One shot.
One shot where they're holding... This is the flashback to the original witch burnings. They're simply holding a witch. No acting involved.
They put her in a chair.
No. We just see hands. We don't... Maybe it was their hands, but they're only visible clearly in one shot. They get to share a title card. This hallway was in the film more than they were. I don't know. If someone had played the role of the hallway, they would have deserved their own title card. We see this hallway from... I've never seen, probably since The Shining, I've never seen so many slow pans over one hall. It's not a complaint, it's just an observation.
That's why there's a lot of like, God, that wallpaper's pretty. I like that wallpaper. Yeah. The whole like, and then Heidi's apartment.
Oh yeah, I mean she
was really decorated.
It's
interesting.
Almost overproduced, like.
Yeah, definitely.
It's almost overproduced, like
Remind me a lot of.
I mean, just to describe her bedroom, she's got the Kubrick-esque cube nightstands, which nightstands, if your nightstands are cubes that glow, I don't know, imagine how you're going to sleep. And then, if you have glowing cube nightstands, why do you need a lamp too?
Observations we made.
And then behind her, she has the large image from.
She has the moon
Did
from.
It's
a French film called A Trip to the Moon.
A Trip to the Moon,
which is the first sci-fi film.
Yeah.
1902.
1902. Okay, we'll put up an image of that. We could probably put up the whole film if we wanted to. I'm sure it's in the public domain.
Very Clockwork Orange.
Behind her, there was another image from the same film on another wall. I don't know if it was in the same room. Then in her bathroom, I believe she has radar men from the moon.
Yes, and in her bathroom.
Who at one point bleed from the eyes and mouth. And I'm watching that, and she's huddled in the bathroom because she's dealing with all these hallucinations or horrible dreams or delusions she's having. We're never clear as to her thoughts as to what it is. Does she feel she's dreaming?
No.
Often she wakes from dreams. We never get to... We're really never following her story enough to know. It's not one of those films where she's not investigating what's happening. It's just occurring to her. But we're impartially following her. We're not even spending a lot of time with her after events start to happen.
Yeah.
We're not really told the story. It's more of a third-person perspective in the sense that we are observing her, but we don't. It's not really her story is being told. It's like the story that is being told, and I don't know if that's clear enough. But we don't feel we're not really we're not connected to her as a character.
No. And I'm not sure if that's how Rob Zombie wanted it, or if it was. Granted, I think Sherry Moon did a good job with the role.
Mm-hmm.
However, I think with everything that was going on, that more would have come out of a more seasoned actress.
So you're suggesting this was written to what he perceived her limitations to be?
No, I don't think it was the writing. I just think that some of the stuff would have come across better from a more seasoned actress. That's all.
Well, I hate to say it. at one point I was, oh, Jim, I need your glasses for a sec. So if you've had like,
Yeah.
Sherry Moon Zombie's got, well, oh here, hair that covers most of her face. Put these on. And then if she wears these at a certain angle, she doesn't have to emote with her eyes. So between the hair blocking her face, and if she wears these like this, you can't get a good view in her eyes.
No.
She doesn't have to emote. Just an observation on my part. All right.
And the number of like kind of obnoxious tattoos she has. You're not really looking at her face at all.
Well,
I can't
she
see
had a lot of no.
You put
Yeah.
your glasses back.
She has tattoos, and you said that the actress herself doesn't have tattoos,
No.
and you found those distracting. And
Not distracting, but they were well done. Whoever
Okay.
did those pieces, unless it.
you don't see, but I don't ever see them clearly. And a lot of her work, she had some pieces of wardrobe that were very busy, very distracting,
Oh yeah.
like very detailed.
She had a dress that had like the entire 16th chapel on it or something.
Yeah, but I mean, this is
Yeah.
really neither here or there in terms of the overall story. But there's a lot of effort put into the visual composition of the film, heavily derivative on. Well, some of us felt it was derivative on other filmmakers, but
Do you want the list
story didn't seem. I mean,
that I made of
Okay.
all the references I saw?
okay, go ahead. Let's see.
Certainly Rosemary's Baby,
Okay,
big time.
all right.
I was waiting for the trio to just yell out, "God is dead! Hail Satan!"
Hail Satan!
That famous line. The Shining. I saw a lot of. I guess.
Well, no, give me examples. Would you say?
The Shining.
When you say I saw a lot of, give us an example of what you saw of The Shining.
The camera angles. A lot, especially the whole conversation that took place between Meg Foster and Sherry. Well, Sherry Moon just kind of sat there in a daze, and Meg Foster was talking to her and yelled at her. It reminded me a lot of with Danny and the twins.
You mean when Meg Foster's up on stage?
No, when Meg Foster's like, "Oh, you're special. I'm naked and stuff, and I don't remember the conversation."
Okay.
But you know what I'm talking. She goes and she warms her hands against the neon cross.
Oh, okay.
Over in Bigfoot's room.
Perfect 5. I was thinking more Sasquatch. I don't know why.
Sasquatch. Honestly, I think that the costume was the old costume from House 1000 Corpses of the skunk ape, which was just like randomly put in the movie.
Okay.
I saw it and I was like,
could go with that.
I think that's the skunk ape
Oh,
costume.
Speaking of the witches, the witches in here do not represent aren't historically accurate to the people of the time who were persecuted during the Salem witch trials. These are fictional characters, these are fictional witches, and there is some effort made to separate the two.
Yes.
He makes a point of saying in the film through a character that there are Wiccans, and this character suggests that there never really were witches, but for the sake of the story, there are witches, evil witches who. Hail Satan!
Goats.
Goats.
Goats everywhere.
Cute goat.
It's just one.
Just
goat.
cute goats.
No, there were a few goats.
The title card has the goat, and I didn't like. I don't know. It just all I saw is. I know we're supposed to get this. When you get this, goat, son of Satan. I just saw a goat. Just saw a goat.
I don't think
just a goat.
Maybe if this movie had been done in the 90s, it would have been more effective. But right now we have all these cute goat videos.
It's just a goat.
Going around. You know, goats are kind of taking the place of cats now on the internet. But
as I was saying, so witches. One thing they did apparently get things they got wrong regarding witches. The coven I'm told by my wife, would have been a group of 13 rather than the 6, but this might have been more a, let's cut it down a little bit. They had enough people to show on screen. They were accurate in the sense they were often sky-clad. You can look that up for yourself. But no, that's another way of saying they were naked. And as my wife described, there were some brave actresses. Brave means I'm nude and I'm not really...
Gone to the gym in 3 years.
Yes. So there were some, as my wife used to say, there's some brave actresses. Except for the group that comes down the hall. In the one scene with the changes to the mask, the one girl on the far right took care of herself. She was not as brave.
In that scene...
Well, actually, second from the left wasn't bad either, because,
Okay.
And that scene was definitely a reference to The Wicker Man.
Okay.
You're familiar with Wicker Man?
I'm familiar with Wicker Man.
Where the ceremony where they all have a different animal that they're wearing a mask of?
Yes.
Okay. Yep, definitely reference to The Wicker Man, but minus Christopher Lee in a kilt.
Can we
I just
really
got
move on
very
from here?
And there may have been other references that either I'm not familiar with or forgot, or some of the visuals
Suspiria.
might simply been nonsensical. I'm familiar with Suspiria. What did you see from Suspiria? I mean, besides that there were
a lot of the colors used.
Such as, because I don't remember seeing a lot of color. So red.
So that's a red.
See, my wife says the same thing whenever she sees red in this kind of in a film she sees, like it's a Dario thing, and sometimes I often think maybe the place was just red.
Some of the angles they did, really, I thought was reminded a lot more of Inferno more than Suspiria, so I probably shouldn't have put Suspiria. But when she's walking down the hall, it looked a lot like when... Crap, I can't remember the characters. The main character from Suspiria is walking down the hall when she realizes, something's going on, and they're all sleeping in the gymnasium.
Oh, that reminds me. Characters not realizing things are going on. So, as Adeline is suffering or going through this event, because we're not exactly sure what really is going on with her. We know at some point, it's bothering her, obviously. At some point she goes back to drugs, but I'm not really connected to her story. And she's not exactly connected to the rest of the story, because sometimes things happen that...
She's almost a prop.
That sometimes things happen that are supposed to be scary, and is it scary if the main character is not even aware of it? Like she comes home.
Meg Foster's naked in the corner of her kitchen.
That was Meg Foster. Oh, okay.
It's Meg Foster.
Light comes on, naked witch in the upper, and here's the problem. So it's your reveal scare where suddenly something is revealed, and we should jump at that. So she comes in the hall, comes across into the kitchen, turns the light on, and we get the and then wait, I don't know, where's the edge? Show me where the edge is. Look down. Is this the edge of the frame here?
A little bit higher.
A little bit higher?
A little bit lower. To your right. Right there.
Okay, this is where the witch is. We're going to put a witch in there. Okay, and I heard the sound before I saw the witch, and then the witch is there so long, you just get used to there being a witch in the corner, that it's like, that's not really scary. And she had so many odd things around her apartment.
It could have been. It could have just been part of her decorating.
There was an earlier thing where you saw, the witch was just in the hallway. And
that one swinging light that's like hanging out in the corner. Kudos to Rob Zombie for trying to be more subtle, which I didn't even think he knew what that word meant.
But he's using jump scares and, as you said, swinging lights.
Scare.
This is junior. This is really,
I don't know.
I haven't even tried this stuff. Okay.
We should try that.
And I'm a hack. Okay. Okay. No, maybe not. I don't know. I'll try it at some point.
Yeah, we'll try doing.
We should do it in jumps
Like,
during this episode. Actually, that reminds me of something else. I mean, completely needless transition. Why did you shake the camera? Okay, completely needless transition. Day of the week. All right. I have no idea why we needed.
that's what reminded me so much of The Shining. It's
Oh,
like
okay.
Monday,
Monday,
Tuesday.
Didn't The Shining do like months?
It did months, but instead this did days.
I don't know. I'm
But
not
it's-
exactly sure the relevance of that.
What else did I write down? I know how we.
Oh, or was it supposed to be that they got the tickets? No, because we started early.
Yeah, they started off with it.
We started early with it before they even knew about the concert, which you never actually see,
There
unless
is no concert.
unless
It was just a mass suicide and a shooting a girl off baby ceremony. Shooting a girl off.
you can't say it's that.
Just because you see a thing in a game doesn't mean you get that.
Okay.
Okay. No, it was funny because she's
Isn't it in
like,
the
she
game?
actually says in the movie, it's Monday, and then they all leave, and then it cuts to Monday. That little thing you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The little transition.
I'm not exactly sure why we had those.
Monday.
Monday. Monday.
Oh, and yeah.
Wow, I think we're almost fluting through all my notes.
Yes.
I got more notes than you.
I'm glad because I got nothing.
Why did
I think the only thing we got is that we went from
Apartment
the
building.
one of the transitions because
Baby. The
you're
baby licking scene.
you were wondering why we had to see Sherry's buttocks so early in the film, and I had
Well, this is my.
I
Yeah,
had-
you made
I
it.
had two reasons for that because it was a transition between showing the skyclad witches from the early times, and it was a transition to
Great.
her also being skyclad.
It's a Rob Zombie film, and
It-
Michael Bay, he has his
look,
helicopter in a sunset in every film. Rob Zombie has his wife's butt.
His wife's butt.
I think
Or
she
John
even made it into
Williams,
Halloween
and-
2, where she was apparently dead. I think there's like a picture of her butt somewhere. I couldn't pay attention to that movie.
Okay.
But yeah, there's her butt. I mean, it's nice, but it's like, there it is, everywhere.
Well, it's also as time goes by, you realize your butt has only so many more films that it can show up on camera, unless you're any other member of the cast in the Rob Zombie film, but that you want to show your butt on camera. And it's like and she got it out there twice. The other time didn't
The other
seem to
time
make
just
much
seemed
sense.
pointless,
That one
like-
seemed gratuitous. The
Like,
second,
yes,
the
there
second
she-
Sherry Moon butt shot was
It's
gratuitous.
like, yep, that's your wife, and that's
Oh,
her
yeah.
butt.
Yeah, that's actually one of the. Well, actually, I think that's the only thing that worked in the movie is that Moon and Zombie have been together for 15 years. So it showed that between the director and actress there was a lot of, I guess, trust and familiarity with each other, even though they didn't take advantage of it at all or do anything with
Oh.
it. Specifically,
I think
There's
there's
comfort.
more trust with the other actresses. I mean,
really, do you really need to trust Steve Wallace? No.
I think she's talking about the naked actress.
I was talking about
Speaking
the
of the
nudity.
relationship between
Okay.
Rob Zombie and his wife, I really felt there's the what's the character's name? Oh, I probably have
Heidi?
no, the guy who's
Whitey.
got the crush on her, Whitey.
Waity.
Now, Whitey is portrayed by Jeff Daniel Phillips.
I don't know what else he's been in.
A guy with dark long hair, beard, and a mustache. Does he resemble anyone to you?
He did definitely look like Rob Zombie. When I saw the pictures when it first came out, I was like,
Hold on.
there's them together.
There's
Oh my
them
goodness.
together.
You could just superimpose it.
It wasn't a huge role.
No.
I mean, I really spent some time watching this film wondering why Rob Zombie just didn't play his wife's romantic interest. I mean, that's neither here nor there,
No.
but the guy looked... I'm not saying that's exactly how he looks, or maybe that's just how I think Rob Zombie looks. I think of him as lots of hair, mustache, and a beard. There's more to him. I'm sure he's composed of all different director parts and stuff from other movies.
Feet.
But yeah, he could have played it.
Yeah, it's feet.
But Jim expressed that he does not. He prefers not to be in his films. And you know what? I agree with him. I agree with Jim. I gotta tell you, I would prefer to remain on that side of the camera. If I'm directing, I should be on that side of the camera. I consider it a failure on my part if I, as a filmmaker, can't cast a role and then have to be in that role. I did it twice in my first film. So if you're directing, you should be on that side of the camera.
I think you should do
in
it.
my opinion, and that's going to upset some friends of mine. And then, if you're acting, you shouldn't be on that side of the camera. That's what me. I just think there's so many things going on in filmmaking. I mean, I'm sure Rob Zombie could handle it. I'm sure there's lots of directors who can handle it. But for myself, choose one side of the camera and stay on it.
I think you should do Alfred Hitchcock stuff where it's like you're that guy in the far background walking out of a store. Like, not Stephen King,
No.
not speaking roles, but like we can play like Where's Mike?
Well, he's done that in most of his movies. Zombie has just a small camera in the background, can't tell it's him. But even he doesn't like doing that. It's
I
like
thought he
Michael's
only
the
did
same.
House. The Wolfenstein. I don't know.
He's full of it though.
Oh,
Okay, I think we're getting off subject. What were your notes?
What else is new?
Yeah, let's check it. Look at your notes. Let's bring them up here so we can
You
see them.
kidding?
You're
We stopped
trying
taking
to read my
notes like
writing?
45
No, I'm
minutes into
just
the movie.
bringing it to
Oh,
your attention.
there's the baby licking scene, and I commented that I.
It wasn't so much. Oh, there was licking to see if the child tasted like Satan, and I like that. No, hold on. Let me
Does
see.
Satan
Let
have
me.
a hearty,
Yes,
robust flavor?
back in the 1800s, when the evil witches thought that one of theirs brought. Here, throw me the pillow. Brought Satan into the world. The Meg Foster witch tastes the baby to see if it tastes like Satan. She tastes the baby. No, this baby no good. This is not Satan, baby. And then she spits at it twice. Which I as a parent, I was thinking, okay, I'm glad they don't show anything bad happening to this baby, but that's just rude spitting on the baby. And then I'm also wondering about, okay, I wonder if this could be Satan. And then at the end of the film, Sherry Moon gives birth to.
It looks like something.
I know, but if she was expecting this and got regular baby, it's like I don't think she actually knew what Satan was gonna look like.
She seemed so happy when that Satan baby was born. She's cuddling it. She's like, oh,
yes.
Oh, everyone's so happy about it.
Well, they were all happy about it, but it's like, then if this, well, maybe before she didn't know, but when she saw this come out, she goes, that's Satan baby. I don't have to lick that.
Maybe it was the thing, and the thing had she was making like that's how you can tell if someone is like the thing. If you lick them, they taste different from a normal person.
You're forgetting like one thing. This is a Rob Zombie movie. Things like subtlety, cleverness.
We didn't explain who impregnated Adeline.
Oh wait, I don't know what it's actually a really awful thing. It's called Harlequin or Harlequin something that is a birth defect, which leads to basically the infant dying. But it was like that's what the makeup looked like. It was inspired by.
We know you're smart.
Okay, so
You think I'm smart?
Adeline, or Heidi.
Heidi gets tentacle hentai sex from the Harlequin something Satan midget baby.
Wait. No,
it's just
no. I had this problem before. Earlier in this week, I attended a horror festival, and it was very inappropriate.
I went too. I tried to keep him in line.
I'm going to be a little more. I'm going to try to monitor my language a little better. This was not midget Satan. This was a little person Satan. A horribly grotesque, not because it was little, but a horribly grotesque little person Satan with tentacles.
Lots of cool makeup I've already talked
Who had impregnated Heidi, Sherry Moon, Zombie, and Adeline. Kind of took me out of it. little person Satan.
Well,
I'm not saying that Satan couldn't be a little person. I'm not saying little people are satanic because they're little people.
Wow. I really.
But I'm just saying they
about
cannot be limited. They should not be limited. I'm not going to say, hey, I'm going to assume you're not Satan because you're a little person.
No.
Because that would be wrong. You know, I'm just saying you can do whatever you want. It doesn't matter how tall you are or short. We're getting off subject.
Can we just agree?
When someone. Oh yes. Here's another thing. So we find out really all the story from Willard. I don't remember his character's name, but it's the actor who played Willard, or as my wife would know, says, what?
Turn that over.
Dun dun dun. Big Foster. Bruce Davison, who was Willard in the film Willard. And I like how it transitioned because we saw rats. These are the transitions. Naked witches, Sherman zombie naked. Apartment 5 door opens, rats come out. See Bruce Dickinson, who Davison, not Dickinson. Bruce Dickinson, I think that he's a member of Iron Maiden. We're all over the place. Bruce Davison, who played Willard in the film about the rats, Willard. But we find out everything from him. Unfortunately, he. Oh yes, the spoilers. Oh, this is all spoilers. This is as bad as
we were trying to keep this organized. It's not happening.
We just call the finished film spoilers.
We had more information, but so yes, Adeline's landlady and her sisters are witches. Want to bring about Satan's return through Adeline's impregnation, protecting anyone from stopping this. Apparently, even though nobody could have stopped it, they said.
Yeah.
Bruce's character, Willard, we're going to call him because I don't remember his real name, starts to put together the connections, goes to visit her, and runs afoul of the three witches. Breaker, played by...
Magenta from the Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Excellent job.
Patricia Quinn.
Patricia Quinn, that's her name. Dee Wallace, who...
Patricia Quinn, who the whole time I'm thinking, where's she from? And she was the snobbish next door neighbor and Mad About You. Which makes me wonder, what?
No, that wasn't Patricia Quinn.
Oh,
no.
That was really quick.
Who's...
Sorry, I stopped writing these down because it was just really boring.
Geeson.
Oh, yeah, yeah. That's the one who was the snobbish next door neighbor.
And then Dee Wallace, who was chipper and happy in the film.
But I'm wondering...
Because that's what she does.
Yeah, but Dee Wallace and Patricia, let's just call her Magenta, come from like a horror or a cult film background. So why did Rob Zombie choose...
She was in a Hammer horror film with Peter Cushing. I don't know which one.
She was? Oh, okay.
She was in a Hammer
I was about to say,
film.
because I can only think of her from Mad About You.
With Peter Cushing.
So he's talking. Willard is talking to Magenta, and they're all talking. You ever notice, like in horror films, where they're talking, and then they're talking in that creepy way,
yeah,
and you wonder why? It's like, why are you still there, dude?
I have to say his reaction was pretty on par
It's
with how
like,
people react.
you know. I know, but no. If you're ever talking to someone, so. Madeline, I'm thinking after this, we can go and get some pizza. Or any kind of creepy kind of thing. You just, hey.
If you're offering me food, I would
I'm
stay.
just going to when
matter how you say it.
People start talking to you in a certain way, even if you don't think you're in a horror film.
Or they start saying things that are removed from the movie's plot. It's like, so, you're here to stop the birth of what? Devil's son? No, I'm just here. Never mind.
He should have left. But did we gain?
He tried to leave.
Was there any? I know.
Like Dee Wallace is like all over him trying to get in his hands, and then Dee Wallace.
Was that the only on-screen death?
Unless you count the mass suicide.
And the witches.
Okay, but really.
The flashback of the Coven and him. Those are really the only on-screen deaths.
The whole baby licking thing. I'm sure the baby didn't survive.
Well, they
I
don't.
think the baby survived.
What part of
Baby's
on-screen
mama.
death are we not being
On-screen.
clear on?
No, that they cut the.
D. Walls kills him with a frying pan.
Yeah, for
And then they have tea.
teeth.
I'm sorry, I love those three girls. I love them. I was like, dude, we should hang out.
Okay.
So much. I have to say, overall, I think the movie started out. I think it had potential. Like the first two acts weren't that bad, and then
I'm not clear on where.
like the
Where
third
the
act.
acts.
The third act, where let's say the third act started with her picking up the drugs. The whole like scene where it's supposed to be the climax definitely
You mean
was.
the concert scene?
Yeah, the concert scene where apparently Rob Zombie decided this was going to be an art house film, and it was definitely art house. Unfortunately, it was Dada art house.
When
And
they're on the
Pointless.
stage, all the witches are on the stage, I really expected them to break into song. I was really hoping for a musical
Yeah.
number.
Well, they did start playing those bad 5 notes over again.
Oh yeah,
I
we're gonna
mean-
play that. We're gonna play that sound. Maybe at somewhere along this review. It's
I don't know.
Yeah, some
Pretty
shit.
bad.
I mean, some of the images they were showing, like Heidi was being humped by a member of the Misfits, and she was riding
Huh?
a
she was
stuff-
riding a goat.
She's riding a goat, and then he was playing with, I don't know, Photoshop on pictures of Jesus, and there was a baby on a cross, and there were melty men in clergy outfits with pink dildos.
Yeah, none of that.
It didn't
That-
make any damn sense.
None of that
A
really.
reference to Beetlejuice. That little like, elongated face.
Okay.
Oh.
None of that. None of the nightmare imagery really furthered the story for me in any way.
No, it honestly seemed like, oh crap, I need to add another 60 seconds onto this.
Well,
Time to
it
go
was-
play with Photoshop.
It was 96 minutes, so I mean, once you hit 90 minutes, they considered it a feature. I don't know if we could have. I guess you could have cut 6 minutes from this if you wanted to.
I think just
I don't know. I gotta say, I know we went into this expecting, mostly from word of mouth, we're expecting the worst. And to be honest, it really wasn't the worst.
no.
I mean,
It was definitely an improvement.
I didn't. It was a new direction for him, and from what I've seen,
It was the junior personal film.
okay.
I think he definitely learned from
I
it.
think if you were fans of his for The Devil's Rejects and House of the Thousand Corpses, or the two Halloween films he did, I think if you're not prepared, you might be surprised. This is a different direction for him. You do get that. I guess there's that reassuring comfort that you do get lots of cameos by
Oh yeah.
all the actors that he enjoys.
Barbara, now on BloodyDisgusting.com, they would advertise every time someone, a major name in horror, was going to be in the film,
Okay.
including Lisa Marie, who I don't recall seeing. Udo Kier was supposed to be in, but he got cut, and Barbara Crampton was in it.
I
which
don't recall seeing her.
I was mostly looking forward to. She was in the movie for she was one of the Salem women that was listening to the radio broadcast.
Oh, okay.
Which, this evil radio broadcast that makes people stand still and stare into space. And you had to be looking for her to actually see that it was her.
But she probably still had more screen time than Michael
No.
Berryman and.
No, she had much less, which
less?
I
Wow.
was disappointed with, because you get Barbara Crampton and that's what you do with her. You don't even put her in decent lighting so we can tell it's her.
Oh wow. What else did I miss then?
Well, Lisa Marie. One of the witches was played by what's her name? Who starred in those awful Halloween remakes? who played Laurie Strode. I don't know the actress's name. I think it's Taylor.
Oh, okay.
Or I don't know.
Scout. Taylor
Scout.
Compton.
Yes, Scout.
Okay.
We need better.
And of course Sid and
Wait,
Sid Haig and Michael Berryman were advertised to be in it. Bill Moseley wasn't in it,
Okay.
which kind of surprised me because he even did voice acting in the animated movie he did.
Well, there wasn't a lot of room in this film for much more. I mean,
No.
there were a lot of. I mean, it's a real small cast-wise story. I mean, there were yes, there were additional bodies, but cast-wise,
There wasn't.
it was pretty small. You have the three people, the three DJs. You have the author.
Oh yeah, Ken Voorhees, one of the 3 DJs.
Yeah. You have Willard, the author. You've got the 3 witches, and then you've got the older witches. But that's it. It's a pretty small.
compact.
Yeah, actually, half the people listening to the IMDb were cut.
And then
Who cares about that?
not many locations.
Well, it was all in Salem.
You've
It was
got,
all in location.
You got the radio. You got the radio station. You got her apartment.
His apartment. They're in his apartment at one point.
Okay.
In a dream sequence.
And then you've got. Oh no. Well, there wasn't a lot of locations. Like
No.
I can't imagine the budget being
That high.
that high in this. I mean, which isn't a bad thing.
1.5 million.
That's pretty. Yeah, it's
Is that low?
Yes, that is very low. Yeah, that's pretty low. But I mean, I can observe this, but I'm not saying it doesn't look low budget. It looks fine.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, do you remember seeing Clint Howard, Camille Keaton, Udo Kier, Richard Lynn, Stan Roebuck, Christopher Knight in this movie at all?
No.
No.
Oh, well, the episodes are all in this.
Okay.
You do not cut Udo.
And Troy the dog. He
I
was
saw the dog.
Yeah, Troy the dog.
We did see.
Played by Troy.
Troy
The dog.
Troy the dog did a great job.
Yeah, but you didn't need more people in this film.
No.
What was Frankenstein and the Witch Hunter?
I think that was supposed to be one of the movies they were showing.
Yeah, she
And
watches lots of.
They
Black and white
didn't
film.
show it. I would have spotted Udo.
Okay.
He has a very
I know.
definite.
Let it go. Let it go.
sad.
Let it go.
So sad.
Let it go. So we got to the all I can remember is we got to the end of the film. Screen went blank. I paused and it goes. Well, we weren't sure. It just she gives birth to Satan. Satan. She's standing upon a pile of corpses. She's our
In a metallic dress.
Antichrist, Virgin Mary. Screen goes blank. I'm thinking, I wonder if we're coming back from this. Didn't come back from that.
Well, no, there's clips of her playing with her dog, so I thought, oh, well, okay, so she just had to give birth to Satan Thing Baby, and now she can go play with her dog and everything's good.
And then over the credits, we get news, like radio news reports that they found these women of Salem who, just to make sure, women of Salem who had always come from the original descendants, committed, or supposedly they believed committed mass suicide because they found them. Because they all had to be sacrificed, so... ABC. Hail Satan! You come. And I'm just thinking, like, why was that there?
Oh.
In case, like, we weren't clear on what happened, or
I kind of lost...
that was necessary to bring
Because-
Satan, Hail Satan,
Because...
into the world, or was it just to tell you, hey, everything you just saw wasn't a dream or a delusion, it actually did happen?
I think that it was another case of where filmmakers are convinced that all of us are stupid.
Well, in your case.
So they have to explain everything to us because apparently all the people that went to see their films are stupid.
Okay.
Because, well, actually, I would have preferred a 20-second radio thing over the closing credits than listen to another 15 minutes of him going through images and doing that. So, in a way, he did do us a favor.
They could have played that Lords of Salem track over the entire
Where the
credits.
Sasquatch could have come out and told us what happened.
If they played that music over the trailer, you could have had whatever you wanted as a Easter egg at the end. And I don't think if that ran for 5 minutes straight, anyone would stay through the whole credits.
I don't know if anyone would have cared. Like,
You.
sadly, this film wasn't bad. It's not something I'm gonna go back and watch.
No.
It's not something that honestly is that memorable. It was kind of dull. Like, I'm glad. I think Rob definitely saw mistakes he made in the Halloween remakes, and he did learn from them. Like, for one thing, and I'm not some prude little good girl or anything, but
Jim, can we get consensus on that? Is she a prude?
Oh,
wow.
no. I'm gonna say
Actually,
no,
this
because
is
she's
from-
always commenting on people's boobs. So I'm gonna say
Okay.
the swearing
You look like I listened to her anyway.
was like minimal.
Oh, yeah.
In Halloween, in both of them, it was like it was like you're clearly trying to beat out the Scarface record.
and House
and not so much House, but we're devils. Where it was distracting, and it was like, I'm sorry, no one talks like that, Rob. No one.
Teenagers do. Teenagers swear as much as they can.
If I swore like that, grandmother would have.
What?
My grandmother would have given me the
Oh, what are you
disapproving look,
kidding
which
me?
is worse than I did.
Okay.
You swore worse than a sailor. Michael Bay. Then she just goes up. Shh, don't say a word.
No,
Are we agreeing on this film?
I guess so.
What, that it
Another
sucked?
thing is, like, in Halloween, it's almost like Rob went out of his way to make you want every character to die painfully and suffer. In this film, there was, like, I even felt bad for,
Willard?
I felt bad for Willard. I like Willard.
Yeah, I like
And his
Willard.
wife. I felt...
Maria Conchita
What's her name?
Alonso.
Meg Foster's character, like, there's a... See, and I
I
don't know
didn't
if
feel
you're
bad for
supposed
her.
to feel bad for her, but
Meg
where
Foster?
she's watching her coven around her burn, and I was like, oh.
My God, you're such a whining liberal.
Okay. She
No,
was
I
she
felt
was
bad
a
for
capital
her.
capital W, Satan worshipping witch. You don't feel bad for
I don't. They didn't do anything that was that awful. Like, the worst thing she did was
They cut
spit
a
on
baby out of a lady and licked it. No, who knows what the hell
No,
they did?
they were a very old garage band that didn't like clothes.
No, cutting a baby out of someone's belly is pretty much human sacrifice.
It was a
I
cesarean.
thought they
It was the
I thought
earliest
they cut-
cesarean on record.
they cut. I don't know what that type of cut is called, but
Cesarean.
I think we
Okay.
should talk about this.
I think I'm of the opinion that we've completely, unless you have something in your notes, of any weight or any.
Oh, the worst episode of I Didn't Know I Was Pregnant ever.
Okay.
Or the best.
Or the best.
I think that,
The birth scene.
yeah,
Oh, okay.
I used to live with someone who loved that show. That show terrifies me. And honestly, if I saw that on that show, I would have probably thought it was awesome.
Okay.
Jim's telling me, shut up.
I thought he was trying to
Pretty
blush you. He's like the. All right.
It's because you've been yelling Hail Satan through this whole thing.
Hail Satan! Wait.
You're so cute, Mike.
So. Well, I
Should we rate this?
I think. Oh, you want to rate it?
Ugh.
Okay. I'm not like comfortable rating it. If you want to see Rob Zombie paying homage to some of his favorite horror film directors and moving in a
And a lot of
different
Italian.
direction,
A lot of Italian.
this is something to watch.
If you're high.
Yeah, you might get. Maybe that's what you have to. You have to be on drugs to understand, like, appreciate this film.
Now, this is, I made the breakout film. I made the big budget mainstream movie. They threw a lot of money. Now I'm going to make the personal art house because I'm a director now. Yeah, it sucked. Nobody watch it. That's my opinion. What's yours?
A
I
vast
did say my opinion. You have headphones
Is she
on
done?
where you
Is
hear.
she
Oh,
done?
you're talking to her.
Yeah.
I
He
think
looked
it's-
at me.
Okay, what? What's your opinion then?
vast improvement upon his other films. I have
Yeah,
to say.
that's not saying much.
It's not saying much. It really isn't. And I know Rob Zombie fans who are going to be loyal to him to the end would probably see this movie.
You heard his last CD, really?
Yes, I did. I actually listened to his last CD, the Poison Rack thing, and it was. Keep saying
That's
about
his
like
new,
you don't
horror.
new CD.
What's his last CD?
I thought this.
Educated Horses was.
The new CD is the rat one.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, we are spending way too much time. Jim didn't like it. Madeline didn't think it was any better than his earlier work. I think
I thought
it
it was better, but that's not saying much.
was much better than his earlier work. I think this is his homage to other directors he's enjoyed and other stories he's enjoyed. But as original work, I don't think it's a great success. But if you're curious, you're going to watch it and you're going, not bad.
Apparently,
It's
this
all
is the
right.
movie that made him decide, I don't want to do movies anymore.
All right.
So, overall, I wouldn't spend any money watching it.
All right. And
It'll be on
steal
Netflix
it.
soon.
all I have to say is, Hell Satan! All right, it's a wrap.